It's happening right before our eyes. America is becoming a renter nation right now. Gone are the days of the American dream with the white picket fence. Buying a house has now become out of reach for many Americans. The average 30-year mortgage reached a record high for 2024 at over 7%, according to Freddie Mac. Now, as you know, these mortgage rates have put a massive damper on the home buying market as rates make mortgage costs more expensive and more Americans are finding homeownership out of reach. On top of this, homeowners who are locked into record low mortgage rates are hesitant to sell. It's understandable why these people are holding on to their properties. Why swap out a 3% rate for a 7% rate? It's been estimated, of course, that more than 90% of American homeowners are locked into rates just below 6%. So the math doesn't make sense for most homeowners. In fact, a Redfin survey reported that nearly 2 in 5 homeowners right now don't believe they'd be able to buy their home in today's housing environment. Think about that. That's how stretched thinly Americans are right now, just that little margin. There's been a supply issue in the housing market for years now, but because of the way that interest rates have influenced home buying trends, the demand for rental properties has increased nationwide. We don't have enough of them. We have a housing crisis. So many people are priced out of this home buying market, with the average monthly payment on a mortgage being north of $2,000. It's incredibly expensive to buy a home today. And a recent Zillow report found that new home buyers would need to make 6 figures in order to afford a house in this current housing market. This figure is up to 80% in 2020. There's such a massive housing shortage, and interest rates are one key indicator that we need to move in order to more supply the market right now. A new report from Realtor.com found that the supply of available homes has dramatically decreased 34% since before the pandemic. So the supply issue right now, combined with all these higher rates, is creating a massive barrier to entry in the housing market, especially for millennials and Gen Z. And for these generations especially, America has become a renter nation. Senior economist at Nationwide, whose name is Ben Ayers, he commented on this scenario recently. He said, quote, "Market conditions for home buyers remain challenging with few homes listed and costs for ownership still climbing." So despite strong fundamentals for demand from demographics and a strong labor market, many first-time home buyers are being shut out of the market by elevated financing rates and rising prices, he says, end quote. It's not getting better anytime soon, by the way. Because when you look at CoreLogic's new projections right now, they predict home prices to rise slowly and steadily for the rest of the year, for the rest of 2024. And I don't see them coming down anytime soon, even into 2025. So things are not looking up for anyone looking to buy a home right now. Remember, it's all about supply and demand. And especially for those first-time home buyers, those young home buyers, they're being priced out. And a lot of baby boomers have been swooping in buying these homes that have cash on hand. So clearly the best alternative is renting. Many, if not most people, start out their adulthood renting. I did. Everyone I know started out renting. Unless like daddy came in and bought you a home, renting is great for anyone who is establishing their career, maybe moving cities frequently. Why do you want to be locked in and not being able to move? Renting provides a great opportunity to build credit, have some flexibility, dodge the responsibilities of owning a home. You don't have to worry about all the fixes and mowing the lawn and all of those things, depending on where you live. And if you've got a homeowners association that handles all of those things. So it's a great option, right, before you commit to home buying. And of course, there are people who choose to rent for a lifetime out of personal preference. But the way the economy is structured right now, most renters can't afford to save for a down payment, and they end up renting out of necessity. They don't have a choice. The interest rates are pricing people out of the market. But it's interesting, they're not historically astronomical. Go back to the early 1980s, late 1970s, and you're going to see interest rates north of 18% for a lot of people. So 7-8%, not terrible, but certainly it's really putting a damper on things when you're dealing with inflation on top of this. We know that Americans are already struggling too with credit card debt. So of course, people are not going to be able to save up for a home when their finances are in shambles. If you haven't seen my video on the state of credit card debt in the nation, you want to click this card right here and check that out. Now, I know there are a lot of differing opinions on the renter nation issue. Certainly, some people have an unfair advantage over other people. Both younger and lower income people are struggling the most right now. But no matter how you feel about it, this is unfolding right now in front of us. America is becoming a rental nation. And of course, the World Economic Forum, headed by Klaus Schwab, is totally fine with that. He's publicly said, you will own nothing and be happy. They do not want you to own personal property. So this pace of renter growth will be more than double the pace of home ownership growth from 2020 to 2040. This is why what we do at Morris Invest is so important. The build to rent space is very attractive to professionals and families who either choose to rent or need to rent for a period until they have the opportunity to buy. A build to rent home is especially attractive to young families and professionals who intend to set down roots in a community. The properties are brand new. There are great amenities nearby, shopping, attractions, jobs. And a new construction home provides more privacy than an apartment can, obviously. You've got your own yard, your own driveway. So for anyone who's looking for a way to protect their money and build their financial future, build to rent housing is a safe bet right now. On top of the returns that you can earn, investing in build to rent housing also allows you to provide homes to people that need a nice, safe place to live. Great neighborhoods, great school districts. So build to rent provides great rental units to the market without taking away any existing inventory. We need more good landlords in this country, not hedge funds owning all of these properties. If you're interested, by the way, in our build to rent properties at Morris Invest, just come over to our website, go to morrisinvest.com and schedule a free call with our team. We'd love to learn more about your goals, tell you more about what we do, discuss if working together would be a good fit or not. Next up, I've got a video for you that deep dives what's going on behind the scenes with the affordable housing crisis. So click right here and I'll see you in that next video, everyone.